Private Leave 15 October 2023. Today is the day of the professors and teachers, I think, in Brazil. Congratulations to them all. I have nothing against none of you, but I do not support Brazil and peers anyway. We are in different sides not only by purpose and lifestyle, but especially as interest. I'm 100% against the crime. They are 100% almost this to serve the organized crime. We will report to the structure we suggested to set as complementary architecture required. The International Criminal Court having issues related with the court as Court of Justice by the signed home agreement from the international police, and the other side the corruption and misconduct on business and international financial area from the OECD anti-bribery, considering the complaint made about the lack of will. It implies that has a gap as functional application of properties in each segment of this ecosystem, which is global. And of course that this space empty will be filled by something combined from all local areas as a systemic mobilization in global scale of the local crime and criminal practice. It's the pandemic crime, but they are pandemic criminal, so they can be punished anywhere or be under investigation by all regular system, since always according with the law. We could observe that the moral entity on October 12, as the space check, can request proofs, offer proofs beyond the examination of the courts and the structure. We request the things and offer the complaint. My area is business, general finances, governance, compliance, risk audit, some way philosophy, but in any case or circumstance I consider the security or the law and things that we are offering as complaint. If the accusation do not work, the duty is over. If the judge do not do the judgment, the duty is over. We will must do things by the business area 100%. But will be proved the lack of legitimacy of institution, but what they carry inside and values they believe. We offered the project while data taxa phase 01 European Monetary System 02 Step 1 and 2 the America discretionary debits and centers of interest considering the fixed debts and obligations at the budget, which in general is related exclusively with the American people. We offered a procedural fraud because our aggressions systematically made, just like I suffered, but this time against this moral entity, which is also a structured proof, charging and having the debitor system unveiled as a criminal system, even segmented at movements against this paycheck. Affects the administration of justice, October 13, according with Mauro Capelletti, Italy, and the access to the justice, which is not the judicial decision, will be heard anyway or some way. All institution and organization in general will have the interest and the proper information and cognition about facts and circumstances, even illegal. For sure, the instability at criminal groups in global scale, locally, interaction with element, pandemic, organized, probably will have a struggle global and having the paramilitary on it combined with area with sometimes some kind of struggle presented as authentic but not for sure, we will boost this in few years. The thing will conquer the environment, and we must request and observe that indeed the criminal activity inside the institution has stability, but all crises in our ways are boosted and annoying the life of we all. 13-14 Saturday. CGQM MOUTINHO based on reason previously exposed and anti-crime and major premise and motivation offered model for dissuade police against crime system, sustained by our industrial portfolio, which is an asset hard by misuse of state power as we complain, at private living by Brazil and peers. Despite having no excuse to do this, but insisting. A. System management. Property of a system. Recognize pieces. Pieces acts like the system. We offer this model here as a design think, 1 up to 197 nation. 1 up to 197 nation failured. A failured system with pieces spread that can be integrated and interaction as a global system, even in a minor scale. Dissuade police, B1, dissuade police until the total dismantle of this pandemic mobilization of crime inside institution and state power misuse. Outrageous has no excuse to be in any area because they are criminals. B1. Request refused at first if you act in an area as a crime system of pieces of this. If you are regular business or a business with the major proportion legal, you will act inside a pandemic crime area. You must avoid by the Chicago school and rational expectation, because it's expected that they will commit crime, but sometimes you can avoid. By the deeper level as interaction we have, especially for instance with FIFA event and this, bullshit, we will observe that you request refund. This time, B1. It will be offered a guarantee of this criminal architecture at first, because you know that they will commit a crime or something illegal. B2, you will request tax immunity at first, considering specifically the government and users of public power that do the tax police, and in global scale they are all not they are all effective in what they do. They steal your property but has no efficacy and no efficiency. They are not good at the use of rational use of limited resources. So they do this all the time. The first one, they will offer the guarantee. The second one, they will do the tax immunity. The thing we are present this as the audit environment, considering one conservative movement in USA to broadcast this and probably keep the incomes as conference. The IAA, for instance, will allow present the information to the court, to the judges, to the international authorities at the security system, considering the NATO and the security forum that has a problematic peer on it, combined with the other part and having advancing until touch the NATO as interest to prevent the instability by not secure elements. Observe that the supply chain on Europe struggle and all other things on Americas, and distortion also on Asia by cybercrimes and frauds on banks. having illicit storage of money. And then we could check the storages as contracts, signed with sports players, stars, having events, to do the insertion of money previously obtained, and to be at the bank. But before all this, we have a budget, public or corporate, stealing the national treasury or the saving account of a business to transfer the credit as expectation, and indeed we've covered through this system as pool scam. Right? The behavior of my institution illegal totally unveiled go inside the regular area by the association and the interaction of both as a system that has tolerance with fail. The fail will overtake things and now will have the domain of circumstance was the idea. As we could observe in the past, few days ago, 1 week, the domain of criminal activity will have an image inside the institution that will be this criminal image, the domain in general of the institution as top-down corruption scam, acting large, attracting so much people that she sets the Ponzi scam. It's the pandemic mobilization of crime, of criminal activity, especially when you misuse the state power to choke rights and guarantees in the way I suffered, and also discredit or the interest. And then you will offer by agents insider trade advantage that indeed is the regular flow of your rights, blocked by the misuse of power. I'm inside my private living, I suffered aggression public and corporate, consider the G20. I put you all at the range of as observation and action of my paycheck to dismiss the corporation as chairs at the wrongdoing, and the public department and users of the public power and state by the misconduct at the power. Both are acting not here as crime against my rights and guarantees in an area that has no excuse to be, considering the G20, and I will request in the way we did the paycheck, 39 trillion, the 11 billion case, our expectation as minor, considering that they do fraudulent records about the diverted money they did, and allowing the regression from institution in solidary purpose by the misuse of power and blind eye association until the chairs have nowadays presented to the ISPs, the International Criminal Court, the International Police, the OECD, and the Antitrust Justice. We could observe the relation discretionary debts in USA in the past, the proportion we have to understand the debt and how heavy is and relevant is the discretionary debt, considering the fixed debt that you put away, since you have limited resources to be applied even as America, which is claimed the biggest country at the globe. We will have today something quite simple, quite clear, that is like this. I suggested to have the International Criminal Court, the International Police, I will have the OECD, I will have the Antitrust Justice, having the institutional dialogue with a channel here. They put information and they receive as reply more things needed to do the decision. We will observe that on Africa we had a project enacted and was considering the Africa people and struggle and problems in general leading to cybercrime and fake records at churches, has terror, has paramilitary, has stones and diamonds. We could observe on Europe that we have the Africa problem, the European problem. About the supply chain, we have the Americas with transference, even drugs using official air flights and money all other areas. Nowadays we are having kind of the Middle East as a struggle very limited considering the investment saving curve, which is the source of the resource as gun and things at this area. Who is the provider? Who is the storager? Number 2, the liquidity money curve, which is the source of money at this area. Current on Palestine and Israel, for instance, having the supply of things. Now we can understand that if the liquidity money, the investment saving curve, is having a center of interest, this area and resources are limited, all other areas we have decreasement as clandestine access to items and services at the war industry. Also the financial system, but this time affecting not only the war industry. We'll move here and move forward. Stop here and move forward.